As we all know, the bottom placed 4 skiers will ski against the top placed 4 skiers.
Okay, it's very close to the webcast going live, so the music has gone off because we're not allowed to transmit it. So sing to yourselves and hum around the lake.
But not long to go now. So the running order. So we will have Brando Caruso from Italy off the dock first. He will be skiing against his fellow countryman Thomas de Gasperi in the first head-to-head. And then next off the dock we will have Rob Hazelwood against Sasha Deshun. And the winner of those 2 head-to-heads will go against each other in the semi-final. Then on the other side of the table, Corey will face off against Will. So that's Corey Vaughan against Will Asher. Before Joel Poland and Freddy Winter, both skiers at JB Ski, face off in the final of the initial head-to-head bouts. From there we'll move into the semi-finals, and then there will be a further elimination before we have the final head-to-head, and the winner of the Andy Mapple ProAM 2019 is announced. So we're just in. Thomas de Gasperi will be first off the dock, electing to go first. And Brando Caruso will be skiing behind Vince Turp, who is in the darker blue boat rather than the sparkly number owned by Oxford Waterski and Steve Glanfield that's kindly been lent to the club here today.
Guys, can you hear me? Okay, I've got a little job for you. worldwaterskiers.com. If you log on, www.worldwaterskiers.com, and that is where we're going to be hosting this live webcast. But you can also register on there. You can put a profile up for yourself as a skier. If you have a look on there, you'll see some of the skiers we've already got on there. 410 athletes are already recorded on there, and we want you to add your name to that and a little picture and maybe a bio. Are you on there yet, Dave Nutt? You're on worldwaterskiers.com. What about you, Charlie? Are you on there?
I'm on the website now, so there's a webcast in progress and you can follow all of the results on the leaderboard as well as see the running order for the competition.
But you can also register as an athlete. Not just a pro, as an athlete. 410 skiers from around the world are already on that site. You need to create a profile, mate.
The Facebook of the water ski world. Well, we've got some great skiing lined up this afternoon. Thomas de Gasperi, as we know, first off the dock.
Give me some more. It's English only.
And it's not long now till we get going, Dave.
Yeah, I'm quite excited about this. I'm normally sat at home watching it on the TV, but so it's great to be here and actually watch it live. I missed the one 2 years ago here, so this is my first one at Fort, but really enjoying it.
So the cameramen are out of the boats now. So they're just stepping off for a quick run up and down to balance the boats. There will be a 5-minute break between round 1, round 2 and round 3 of the head-to-heads. Ladies and gents, we're about to get going, so if you haven't got a beer in your hand, rush down to the cafe and grab one now. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait until the 5-minute break between round 1 and 2 for a replen. Thomas de Gasperi, first off the water. A great score of 4 at 10.25 in the first round, but obviously didn't manage to get his gates at 11 metres in the second round. He'll be followed up the lake, so each skier will have a pass in turn. Brando Caruso, his countryman, will be following him up. He scored 2 at 10.25 in the first round, and then improved very slightly on that and scored 2 and a quarter in the second round. So both skiers skiing well this weekend, Dave, and with any luck we'll see more of that now.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a close one on this one. Like you say, they're from the same country, so it's going to be a little bit awkward for them. But yeah, I mean they're going to be pushing for that 10.25, try and get down that line. Conditions are absolutely perfect again. Couldn't wish for a better lake. So yeah, there's going to be no excuses today. Okay, so here comes T-Gas coming in on 13 metres. You'll see a one-handed gate from T-Gas. Here we go, so into one, nice and smooth. There won't be any dramas on this length for sure. over to 5, virtually edge changed off the wash, and then back through the gates. Lovely pass.
Yeah, so T-Gas, our first skier on the water in this JB Memorial, Andy Mapple Memorial Pro-Am. You see T-Gas in slow-mo, nicely controlled around his one ball. We've seen him in these earlier 2 rounds get into 10.25. Unfortunately, he was 0 gated, I think, in that last round. But safely down that opening pass, 13 meters for T-Gas.
So first beep on the boat there, Brando Caruso about to pull out the water, enter his first 13-meter pass. A lot of these early passes are just about establishing the pro skiers into their rhythm before they get down to the money passes of 10.75 and 10.25. But Brando Caruso now coming into the course at 13 meters, looking to establish that strong rhythm early on. And one-handed gate again, cutting in for the gate. Nice and early there at 1. Smooth as you like. Brando Caruso on course, headed for 3. Looking fantastic out there, enjoying the best that the UK has to offer at Thorpe Lakes. And he's successfully through that 13-meter pass. Thomas de Gasperi next up, 12 meters. Dave, who do you think's got the edge on this contest?
Well, I was just looking. They're both on the same ski. They ski very similar. I'm going to go with T-Gas on this one, I think. He's obviously got a lot of experience, and it just depends on his fitness.
Yeah, so Brando Caruso safely down his opening pass on the 13 meters. Nicely done. So we've got 2 Italians battling it out for to get through to the next round. Only one of them, of course, will make it.
So a few geese just on the course at the moment. So the judges have noted that and will be sitting, waiting at the far end just for them to clear off. It's got to be an interesting dynamic down at the far end of the lake. But it's looking like they're coming in regardless, so with any luck those Canada geese will head out the way. Thomas de Gasperi pulling out 12 meters now, dropping in through those gates. Really nice and early out round 1 and closes up very well. Taking a lot of angle across, and there's nothing going to phase this man on a 12-meter pass. Could have been a distraction to a lesser soul, but Thomas de Gasperi easily through that 12 meters.
Those Canadian geese guys just remind us that our British under-21s recently won the golds in Canada, taking the title from under the nose of the Canadians. We're just watching T-Gas on his second pass. He was very close to scoring 6 boys and 2 Canadian geese on that one.
Okay, I just wonder how these guys are, they're used to this temperature of water. I mean, they're normally used to a lot warmer, so I see Brando, he's on the back of the boat down there. He's not going to sit in that water for long, so probably a sensible move. Okay, he's just jumped into the water, so the ropes have been shortened again. And the boat's got the go-ahead. Okay, so that lovely Nautique's coming down the lake. I'm going to see Brando pull out in a second. Here we go, through those green gates. Nice wide gate. Cuts over to 1. Backside's number 1. And number 2. Looking smooth as you like. getting that good ski, moving off that wash. He's looking superb. Excellent pass.
Yeah, good to see two of the best that Italy have to offer on the water today. And just now to the replays.
Yeah, so just a reminder, these two skiers, the first skier, the highest seeded skier, gets to choose who skis first. In this case, that was Tigas got the choice. He could have either chosen to ski first or he could have chosen the boat, but he chose to ski first. The second skier has to beat his score. That means a score that is equal to or less than does not beat it. So it's generally considered an advantage to ski first, because that other skier's got to get back across and get a piece of the next boy.
Yeah, so Thomas de Gasperi occupying the dominant mental space there by setting that mark for Brando Caruso to rise to. As I said, both competitors from Italy. It's worked out quite well here. We've got the two best that Italy have to offer stepping off the dock first. We've got another European contest between Rob Hazelwood and Sacha Deschamps from France on next, before we take it international with Corey Vaughan facing off against Will Asher. But now eyes to the water. Thomas de Gasperi nicely through the gates. Should have them this time. Obviously didn't get them in the last pass that he attempted at 11, but making relatively easy work of this 11-metre pass. And Thomas has laid down 6 boys there for Brando to follow up.
Yeah, so worth reminding us that T-Gas got 0 gated on his second round on this line past 11 metres, so he'll be pleased that he was well within those gates looking at the slow-mo. Of course, in his first round, he got a score of 4 on the 10.25 line. And he is, of course, a former world champion. Safely down this 11.25 metre pass. Okay, this is Brando.
Caruso now heading into the course, 11 metres. Can he make his way through this pass to take on T-Gaz at 10.75? Brando Caruso, round 1, he's across the 2. Pretty good out of 1, little bobble at 2, but it hasn't phased him too much. Round 4 and looking good to run this pass and come back with half a metre less rope.
Yeah, so just looking at Brando's pass here. He's in a nice position on this pass. He was at 2 on the 10.25 in his first round. He's got plenty of time hooking up nicely around this this course here at JB Ski.
Yeah, I think that pass for Brando was super smooth. I mean, he's looking well on form, so you know, I think we're going to see a big score out of him, but I think experience against youth. Let's see.
So nice to see all the support here at JB Ski in the UK. Plenty of spectators. Give us a wave if you're looking towards the camera tower. No, they're not. Look, we're panning out. Water conditions are superb, and we're going to be watching T-Gas coming back on 10.7.
Yep. So here he comes, 10.7. Now this is the pass that starts to get a bit tricky for them. So they can normally make a little mistake and get it back, but it has to be a little one. Lovely 1 ball there. 2 he's early for. 3 he's looking really strong. Round 4. 5, yeah, and over to 6, no dramas.
Yeah, so you see that signature one-handed gate from T-Gas. He's nicely round 1, finishes beautifully with a tight line. Same on 2. Early for 3. Gets slightly out of shape over to 4, but he's enough down course to get round 5 and safely back to 6. 10.75 metres for Thomas de Gasperi of Italy.
Cool, so a bit of renewed vigour there from Thomas de Gasperi, making up for lost time. Wouldn't have been too happy that he missed his gates on his 11-metre pass previously, but now that he's through 10.75 in the first round of their head-to-head, he won't be thinking about that earlier slip-up. He'll have his eyes firmly on getting as far down 10.25 as he can to set a really hard mark for Brando Caruso to follow. But Brando Caruso now coming back in 10.75. He's run it before this weekend. The question is, can he run it now when it matters? Brando Caruso into the course. He's across to 1. He's round 1. Hooks up really nicely out of 1. He's early at 2. Takes a little bit too much out of 2, but he's hooked up nicely out of 3 as well. He's round 4. He's going to get over to 5. Round 5, and he's going to have to fight a little to get 6, but actually, in hindsight, that was a pretty good pass from Brando Caruso. A couple of bobbles, but good skiing there, Stuart.
Yeah, I have to say, looking at this replay in the tower, 2 Italian skiers on the same ski with a very, very similar style. I can't choose between them based on that last pass. Both very, very smooth 10.75 metre turns. But this next pass is where it counts, 10.25 metres. We've got T-Gas with a score of 4 in his first round. And I think Brandon's score was 2 on this 10.25 on the next pass.
Yeah, as John Battleday just said, neither skier looked like they were going to miss that pass. And really here, Dave, the money's got to be on Thomas de Gasperi for his pedigree, his experience, but Brando Caruso still skiing exceptionally well, and it really could be anyone's pass here.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, that was a lovely pass there, looking really, really strong. You know, and it gives them the confidence. If they've run that 10.7 easy, it gives them good confidence coming back at 10.2. So let's see what T-Gas can come up with here. It's a tough one to call.
T-Gas now 10.25 coming into the course. This is the money pass. How far deep can he get amongst it? He's across. He's round 1. A little narrower into 1, but he's going to pull all the way to 2. He's round 2. Big clip out of 2. Is he going to get round 3? He's round 3. He's burning some of the speed off through those gate boys, and that's a strong 3 at 10.25 from Thomas de Gasperi. Brando Caruso, what have you got?
Yes, can't stress enough how short this line is now for these skiers. They're a whole 1.25 meters short of reaching the distance from the boat back to the turn buoy. And T-Gas just got out of shape there on 2, had a good start at 1. He's had to snake to get back to the boat lane to score that full third buoy.
For a guy with a bad back, that was damn good. I mean, they take some hits out of there. I mean, like I was buckled up watching that, but very, very good. Just looking at a picture at the moment, he's on full stretch, the handles on his fingertips just to get around that buoy 3. And how he got back through those gates, I don't know. It's totally amazing, unbelievable.
Hey Dave, he's no young pup either. He's 37 years old. Did you know that?
That's young compared to me.
Well, I know, but 37 to be skiing at this level is pretty impressive.
Mate, yeah, it's awesome. It's a great sport that, you know, even some of the older guys can still be out there.
So Brando Caruso coming into the course now, 10.25. He's got 3 to beat. He's got to get a piece of 4 to top Thomas de Gasperi. He's round one. He's hooked up nicely out of one. He's looking pretty good early into two, but he takes a low slack, can't hold it, and that is all she wrote for Brando Caruso. 1.5 at 10.25.
Yeah, so watching Brandon, he got an awesome start on one. Almost too good if you can have such a thing. He took too much speed into two. He turned, there was no line, and just not able to continue past that 1.5 boy. That pushes Thomas de Gasperi through to the next round. So your next pair is Robert Hazelwood and Sacha Dessen of France, and Rob will be skiing first. Hey, tread carefully, Charlie. I'm not sure how happy he is. Those Italians have got a mean temper. Hey, Brando, head over this way. You want to chat?
So first of the head-to-heads. Brando, if you've got a moment. The first of the head-to-heads complete. Thomas de Gasperi against Brando Caruso. Thomas will be going through to that next round. But great skiing, Stu, from both competitors. And Brando hasn't quite worked out for you, I'm sure, as you'd have liked, but fantastic skiing nonetheless. Scores you can be proud of over the course of the weekend. What were you feeling like out there today? What's the atmosphere when you're sitting down the other end with another competitor waiting for your turn to go?
I mean, it's just cold. I'm not used to the cold, but it's beautiful to ski out here. I made a mistake once again. And yeah, I just moved on a ski. Maybe it's too long for me. Doesn't turn my off buoys. Just go back home, work hard, and look for the other events.
Yeah, you've had good skiing in the previous rounds. You obviously scored slightly further down the 10.25 meter pass in previous rounds. What did you think you had there, and what was it? Was it just really that cold that got to you when you were waiting?
No, I mean, it's not the cold. It's me that I pulled too hard, pulled too much. I had no confidence in my off buoys. That's why I'm saying I gotta go back, change my ski, work harder, and then maybe one day it's gonna come.
Yeah, well, fantastic. Great skiing, Brando. Thank you very much for coming over to take part in this, the Andy Mapple ProAm 2019. A classic Italian face-off there. And now we've got Rob Hazelwood taking to the water against Sacha Dessen from France.
Yeah, so Rob's in the water on 13 meters. We can just see him at the bottom end.
Yeah, this is exciting stuff here. We're not used to seeing Rob in a head-to-head like this, so this is unreal. This kid's done amazing things, come back from injury, and he's out there rocking it. Okay, let's have a look at this pass. Lovely one ball there. Again, this is a nice warm-up pass for Rob. He looks focused. Shoulders are nice and level through the turns. Yeah, that was an easy pass.
Yeah, I'll just back that up. That Rob, for me, is still the smoothest skier I've seen out on the water. He finishes that line. There is no slack whatsoever in that line as he runs this opening pass. Very smooth skiing from Rob Hazelwood.
Yeah, it's a tale as old as time, really. The British against the French, and being a home crowd, there's only one outcome that we know is gonna do good for us this afternoon. So let's get behind Rob as we push down those passes and see if he can improve on his previous couple of rounds score. But soon to pull up out of the water Sacha Deschum from France. And heading into the course now, 13 meters. Sacha, a very dynamic, exciting skier to watch. Very strong and powerful through those wakes, nice and early through that 13-meter pass. Setting him up well for the coming passes.
Yeah, so Sancho, you can see on the replay here, opening up nice and wide round one. He's still not as smooth as our own Rob Hazelwood, in my mind. You know, he's looking good, and there's certainly no dramas for him. But he has a completely different style to Rob. So Sanchez safely down that pass. Remember the first skier, the highest seeded skier, gets to choose whether they ski first or whether they choose a particular boat. This following skier has to beat their score, so equaling it is not enough.
Rob Hazelwood coming back into the course now at 12 meters. He's got a lot more in him. First round, he achieved a score at 2 at 10.25. So should make easy work of this pass. Coming right over the top with that reach, as only Rob Hazelwood does with such style. And again, a really easy pass for him there.
Okay, I'm watching Rob in slow-mo on the replay. Similar superb one ball. Big open up for two. Just such good line control this young man has. He comes round with that big arm up over the top, allows him to finish the turn with a perfectly tight line. Another easy pass for Robert Hazelwood.
Okay, so Sacha, not only a great water skier, he's into rally driving as well, so he has 3 different rally cars. That's another passion of his. Very expensive sport, but seems to be very good at that as well. Okay, we're just waiting for the boat. I think it's just taking the line tension. He's going to be another one that's feeling the cold down there. It's warm to us, but definitely not to the guys used to that warmer temperature. Okay, here comes the boat. Again, thank you to Nautique Boats. Very dynamic pull out for the gate. Two-handed gate. Nice one. Backside's one. Same with 2. He's all over this pass, making this look super easy. Lovely line control. Just lets that handle out slowly and then back to his hip. Awesome pass. Well done.
Yes, I have to agree. That pass looked arguably better than his earlier opening pass. Nice angle through 1. Patient round 1 ball to take a tight line into 2. Opens up superbly at 2. And there's really no dramas here for Brandon on this line length.
So this is quite a tough matchup for Rob. You know, Sacha's skiing really, really well. But you know, things happen, and you never know what's going to happen. So let's see. So Rob's coming back in on the 11-meter line. Should make this pass. He's been running it all weekend, so fingers crossed for this guy. Come on, you Brit, we can do this.
Yeah, you got to remember this young man is only 20 years old. 11 meters.
Rob Hazelwood into the course nicely, round 1, backsliding 2, early as you like. He's across the 3. Good skiing here. Rob Hazelwood, 20 years old, British phenomenon, and he is through that pass. So Sasha's got to run this next one in order to stand a chance of breaking into the 10.75 meter line with Rob.
Yeah, just watching the replay here. Again, he's nicely connected out of 1. You can see he's having to dig a little bit deeper than he did on those earlier passes. But he's dialed in on this pass. Rob's got nothing to lose. He's got the utmost respect for making it this far at such a young age. It's great to see him in a British Pro-Am final here at the Andy Mapple 2019 Pro-Am. So we've got to remember that we've got great support here from Nautique for the boats, and also Radar have provided the lines for this event.
Second beep signalling that Sasha Dishun will still soon be coming into the course, and as he pulls out of the water, the game is really on to see if either of them are going to make it through that 10.75 meter pass. But first off, Sasha's got to make it through 11 meters, and dropping into the gates now. He's across the 1, nice and early and as wide as you can be at such a short line length. Looking smooth out of 3 and across the 4. Sasha making easy work of that pass. Great skiing there.
Yeah, so you can't underestimate the competitiveness of these two skiers. I can see on the replays here the focus in the eyes of these skiers. They are dialed into this line control, making sure the point at which they release is exactly in the right place for maximum lean across these wakes without spiking the load of that boat. My money so far is still on Rob. That pass was good, but not quite as tidy as Rob's 11-meter pass. Got to remember there's no points for style in this sport. We're just counting how many boys they get down, and we've got a few more passes to go, I think.
Yeah, for sure, Stu. Totally agree. You know, they're still feeling out the water on that length, getting used to the conditions in the boat. But this is the money pass for Rob. You know, this is the pass that it's new to him. He's relatively, you know, been running this in tournament this year. It's you know, it's a tough one for him. So let's see what happens, and come on guys, let's get on our feet and give him some encouragement. Okay, here we go. So Rob's coming back on this 10.75 line. He's out wide for that gate, ready to go. Looks really smooth into that gate. Nice one. Awesome 2. Come on, keep your composure. Keep it going, Rob. Needs to pull it out here. Get across to 5. He's to 5. Come on, Rob. You can get to 6. Yes, he's done it again. Awesome skiing.
Robert Hazelwood from the UK, 20 years old, ladies and gentlemen, starting to make a habit of this 10.75 pass. This is a pass that we used to think was just not that easy, but Rob shows his strength and commitment. He's nice into 1, gets a good turn out of 2, gets slightly out of shape on one of these. Let's see which one it was. Yeah, there. So he's got a first time I've seen that little bit of slack in Rob skiing appear, and he had to throw himself round 4, back into position. And he's early for 5.
I mean, that's really impressive skiing there, Stu. He's run that previously this weekend. He got 2 at 10.25 in the first round. But in terms of laying down a mark, Sasha's really got to pull his finger out here to make sure he gets through that 10.75 metre pass and have a stab at 10.2. He knows he's run it before, he knows he can do it, but the pressure of having your adversary set that mark down while you're sat at the lake waiting to go, he's going to be feeling it now. But Sacha Desjeunes of France.
So Sacha, 27 years old, 7 years more experience than our young Rob Hazelwood.
Putting out for the gates now, nice and wide, and is set up 10.75. Nicely round one, he's looking good out of two, and he's across to three, looking early. Nice, committed, smooth skiing from Sacha. And he has matched the 6 boys that were thrown down by Rob Hazelwood. It's going to be a good 10.25 metre pass, Stuart.
Yeah, that's not a dissimilar pass to Rob's pass. He got a very good start around 1 ball. He's nice and early and wide for 2 ball. Somewhere he had a little bit of a moment. Where was that? So 3, he's got a fair bit of slack out of 3. 4, he had to throw himself around exactly the same place Rob did earlier, but he managed to get his ski back under him, hold position, and almost a mirror image copy of the pass Rob Hazelwood made. Sacha of France down through his 10.75 metre pass.
So round 1 saw Rob with 2 and Sacha with 4. But it is really all to play for here, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, what we got to remember here is that Sacha has to beat the scorer, Rob. So if Rob gets, 2, 3, then that's going to put the pressure on. He can't match it. He has to beat it. Even if it's by quarter of a buoy, he has to beat it. So I'd rather be in Rob's position right now. Okay, so here he comes on the 10.25. Here we go, green gates, pulling out, looks nice and wide. Come on, Rob. Okay, he's got that one. Oh, I'm not sure. Okay, we'll just wait for the judge's decision on that one. But fantastic skiing, Rob.
Put your hands together for Rob Hazelwood from the UK. 20 years old, this young man, putting up a score of 2 on the 10.25 metre line. Going up against some of the best. What you've got to remember here is that Rob opted to go first, so the next skier, Sacha Desjeunes of France, is going to have to beat that score. Equaling it is not enough. And we know Sacha can do that. He scored 4 on the 10.25 line in the first round of this event, but he's got to do it now.
Yeah, Sacha Desjeunes up. And Rob has thrown down the gauntlet there. 2 at 10.25. As good a score as he's managed this weekend. So put your hands together again for Rob. Great skiing. And we'll be sure to have a word with him in a minute when he comes back to the dock. And that's the second beep. Sacha Desjeunes about to pull out from the far end of the lake. So 2 boys to beat. Sacha on the course, dropping in through the gates. He's across to 1, he's round 1, he's going to get across to 2, he's outside 2, is he going to get round 3? He's pulling all the way to 3, just outside 3, and he's held it. So that's 3 boys for Sacha. And a shame there for Rob Hazelwood to miss out so narrowly on making it into the next round of the head-to-head final.
Yeah, so Sacha just got a slightly better start out of 1, and 2, he was able to hold that turn just to get back over to 3 and get his ski outside of that 3 ball. Sacha moves through to the next round.
Rob, come and have a word. Rob, come and have a word. Fantastic skiing there. Tell us a little bit about your year. You've obviously had some great success so far. And we'll just put our hands together quickly for Sasha.
Put your hands together for Sasha de Son of France, who moved through to the next round.
Skiing there.
Yeah, just super happy. It's my first kind of proper full head-to-head. Yeah, my first proper full head-to-head. So to go out there and run 10-7 3 times just as a tournament is a big achievement for me. I haven't, well, that's my first time I've actually done it 3 times. So yeah, super happy.
You obviously scored 2 at 10.75 in that first round. Do you think you had more going into this head-to-head?
Yeah, somewhere. 3 was somewhere there, but at the minute, I'm just super happy to be running 10.7. It hasn't been happening that often for me in practice. That's actually the, I think, 5th or 6th time I've run it since I've been back. So to do it 3 in a row on top of that, just super stoked, and yeah, super happy to be here and put some scores out.
And just in terms of what this competition means for British skiing, obviously we're honouring Andy's memory this weekend. Do you have any particular memories of the man, or has he inspired you in any particular way with your skiing?
To be honest, I've obviously met him a few times. I think everyone has, and every single English little boy up there has heard of him and seen him and watched him ski, and it's just kind of inspirational that how insanely good he was. I mean, just to be that good for such a long time, and even in his when he was in his mid-40s and still running into 9.7, yeah, it's insane.
Rob, thanks very much. Fantastic skiing and all the best for the future, but you've done yourself proud this weekend. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Okay, next on the water we've got Will Asher. Will was a higher seeded of the pair, so he's chosen to ski first. This opener should be his 13-meter line. Will Asher.
So from one Brit to another, Will Asher now on the water. Easy first pass there, smokes through 13 metres, and he'll be followed by Corey Vaughan.
Yeah, Will giving a masterclass here on the replay at how to ski. Superb. He's obviously directly involved in the R&D on that HO syndicate ski that he's skiing on, and also the syndicate ski that Rob Hazelwood just skied on. Obviously their family, and they'll to a point they'll help each other out. Obviously young Rob beat his older, wiser cousin in that first round, but Will is now battling it out for a slice of this money in the British 2019 Andy Mapple Memorial Pro-Am.
Okay, so we've got Corey Vaughan coming into the course. You watch Corey; he's got a very smooth style. Looks very similar to Chris Rossi when he skis. Just makes it look so easy. Okay, pulling out for those gates. Nice wide gate. It's a two-handed gate for him. So wide of number 1. All the room in the world. Yeah, he's making this pass look super easy. Round 5 and over to 6. And that's it. Easy as a pie.
Corey is a super nice guy. He was over at the Pro-Am 2 years ago, and I recall he had a place on the podium there. I was speaking to him earlier. He was saying he was missing Amelia back home. So I said, is there anything you want me to say for you? And he said, yeah, big shout out to Amelia and all the support he gets from his wife back in the US. But we might keep him here, Amelia. He's such a nice guy.
Yeah, they're all nice guys when you get to talk to them. All willing to share information and help, you know, the amateur skiers, and that's the great thing about this sport. So let's see what Will's going to do when he's come back. It's coming back on 12 metres. Just another easy pass. I mean, these conditions are just perfect. We had one windy day on the first day, and yesterday and today have been absolutely stunning. So very lucky. Okay, so here comes Will. He's coming up on his 12-meter. Will's another two-handed gate guy. Yeah, looking so early. Skis on an HO. Yeah, perfect run. No worries at all.
Thoroughly relaxed pass there from Will Asher. We'll expect the same for Corey Vaughan when he comes back in at 12. Just looking into the replay, Stu.
Yeah, no dramas there for Will. Super stoked. He's 36 years old, is Will as well. He's his bones have got to be aching by now, I would have thought, but he just seems to be skiing so smooth at the moment. Yeah, no dramas at all on that 12-meter pass for Will Asher from the UK.
So Corey Vaughan onto the course now, 12 metres. Should make easy work of this pass. Corey Vaughan, the nice man of world water skiing, the nice guy on the water today. Smoothly through this 12-metre pass, easy as you like. And that's a nice pass there from Corey Vaughan.
Yeah, Corey has got a superb technique out there. You can see him stay connected to the line, to the handle rather, as long as he can. Nice gentle release, passing the line forward and just staying well connected. Very little effort from Corey Vaughan on this pass. Another one in the bank.
Yeah, really very clean skiing style from Corey there. Takes all he needs out of the boy and no more, and sets himself strong to get across the wakes and into the next buoy. But on this next pass, we'll have Will Asher coming back on 11 metres. A must-run pass for both Corey and Will if they want to retain some kind of dominance in the eyes of the guys who've already skied. They've thrown down the gauntlet. 3 at 10.25 seems to be the mark that skiers need to hit if they want to guarantee themselves a place in the next round of this head-to-head. But Will Asher coming back in now at 11 metres. And he's round one really nicely there. Loads of angle out of 2, and he's across the 3 really early. Sat waiting at 4. And that's an easy 5 and 6 for Will Asher.
Yeah, Will adopting this two-handed gate. Nicely round 1. He dug a bit deep on 2, almost a whole shoulder in the water at 2, then recovers, gets back into a balanced position round 3. Just allows that ski to come out underneath him. And not really any dramas for Will Asher from the UK on this 11.25 metre pass. Interestingly, we're running these 2 Nautiques here. The skiers are used to both the boats, and they have a choice of skiing first or second, or a choice of boats. So far, 1 boat and 1 boat crew individually have taken one of these skiers through to the round, so there's no difference at all between these two boats.
Okay, so Corey coming back in. Just had a message from Matt Reaney. He's tuning in to look at the skiers, asking when Joel's skiing. So he's tuned in, curious to see his skier doing well. Okay, round 2. Should be a walk in the park for this guy as well. Round 3. Oh, a little deep there. Not too bad. Nice run. Okay, so both cleared that 11.
Yeah, so Corey, obviously a right foot forward skier. He is favouring this 2-4 turn. That's his easier side to make that ski turn, his onside we call it. He takes a bit of a large chunk out of 4 ball. Yeah, has to take a fair bit of slack out of 4 ball, but gets back into position nicely round 5 and safely across to 6.
Still a very relaxed and collected pass there for Corey Vaughan. And if you cast your eyes down the lake, you'll see that it's not only Brando Caruso feeling the cold, that the competitors are hopping onto the splash deck of those Nautiques to stay warm. Probably not the worst idea in the world, but Will Asher now back in the water, preparing to head in to his 10.75 metre pass. Of course, a must-run pass for both competitors. And Will Asher heading into the course now. So Will Asher pulling up the gates, 10.75. Ooh, little dip out of 1 with his inner shoulder, but he's across to 3 safely. He's going to make it across to 4. Seems to be back on top of this pass. Will Asher, no dramas, round 6. 11 metres tick, and he can move on that rope up a little more.
No, it's not unusual for Will to take a big chunk out of 1. We'll just see it here on the replay. He took a big bite out of 1. That ski's going sideways, almost broke at the waist. And then he settles down, gets into a nice balanced position, and actually improves as he goes further down this pass. Will Asher, 10.75 metres safely under his belt.
Okay, that was actually 10.75, not 11, so very, very good skiing. Just dipped in hard on that 1 buoy, which he does quite a lot, so it's one of them passes he can get away with. Whether he can get away with it on 10.25 is a different thing, but it's Will. He can normally pull some big forces and get himself out of trouble. Okay, Corey. I can see the line going tight, so he's just about coming up on the water now.
So we got John Traver on the dock there, supporting these skiers. It's great at these ProAMs to be able to hang out with the pros.
Okay, we're out for the gates. Here we go, 10.7. Oh, lovely 1. Oh, pulled up a bit on 2, but yeah, I think he's got this back. Round 5, and he's got that little bit of slack out through the gates. Well done.
Yeah, so let's just watch that on replay, see what Corey did. He was nicely through the gates for 1 ball. Lovely 1 ball there. Almost too early for 2. Broke there, compressed, had to get back into position to take round 3 ball, and at that point he's having to put on the fight. He's round 4. Very fast, almost broke again at 5. And a handle dunk at 6 to finish.
Yeah, Corey, both skiers there on that 10.75 metre pass just had a little wobble each. Will out of one, just took a little bit too much out of it, dipped the shoulders a little out of the buoy, and then Corey out of two just rode onto the back of the ski a little bit and had to compress right up, but both managed to hold their nerve and got back onto the pass for at least the majority of it before exiting in preparation to come back on the 10.25 metre line. So this is where we see whose metal will hold. This is where we find out who's going through. 3 has been the mark. Let's see what he's got. Let's get behind Will as he pulls out for the gates. 10.25, Will Asher. He's across to 1. He's round 1. Better start than at 10.7. Little bit of slack out of 3. Round 3. He's going to make it back to the wakes. He's held the slack. So 3 at 10.25 for Will Asher. Amazing to hold. And now Corey will be coming back and will need to go further than 3 to guarantee his spot in the final, Stu.
Yeah, so just watching the replay there, Will having to work really hard to get that ski outside of 3, but he does it. Importantly, he's got to get that ski back to the wakes before the next set of boat lane boys, which he does. So he's laid down a tough score for Corey. Corey only got 3 on this pass on his first round, so he, of course, cannot equal it. He's got to be better to move forward. That means he needs a piece of 4.
So Corey Vaughan, round 1, scored 3 at 10.25. As Stuart said, he'll need to get better than he skied all weekend if he is to progress. There's still another round after this of the head-to-head before the final to determine the winner of this year's Andy Mapple ProAm. But Corey Vaughan now coming into the course at 10.25. Make sure you're watching. He needs a piece of 4. Set up wide for the gates, cutting in now across to 1. Comes out of 1, better than he did previously in his last pass, and out of 2, he's going to get across to 3. He's round 3, he's equalled it, and he can't hold it, but he may have gone through those gate boys, so he may be an equal score to Will there on 3 at 10.25, but we'll soon see what the judges say about holding that handle.
No, that was a nice gate for Corey. He didn't get a bad start out of 1. He kind of stalled the ski a little bit at 1. We're just watching here as he gets out of shape for 2. Has to work hard. Definitely got his ski outside 3, but it's not enough. He has to beat his opponent to move through to the next part of this head-to-head competition.
Yeah, whatever happens, that wasn't quite going to be enough for Corey. But get ready, put your hands together. Corey Vaughan swimming to the bank and Will Asher heading back in. 3 boys scored by Will Asher. A pending 2.5/3 for Corey Vaughan. But Will Asher will progress. Hands together for the man from the north. Will Asher will face the winner of the next head-to-head. Up next between Freddy Winter and Joel Poland.
Yes, importantly, that was Will Asher is now the first UK British skier through to this next round of the head-to-head. Sadly, we lost Rob on the earlier round against Sasha, and so yeah, we've got at least one Brit heading through to the next round of this 2019 Andy Mapple Memorial Pro-Am. So our very own Freddy Winter will get to choose as the highest seeded skier whether he would like to choose the boat or whether he'd prefer to choose whether to ski first or second. And I understand from the judges he has chosen to ski first. So the first skier up now will be Freddy Winter from the UK. Current world champion, current US Masters champion. So Freddy appearing on this bio, 29 years old, started skiing at 6 years old, first competed at 10 years old. And if you want to go out and hang out and get some coaching with this young man, head over to the boarding school in Florida. That's where he is when he's not here on the Pro Tour or competing for us in the UK.
So here with Corey Vaughan, just come off the water. Corey, fantastic skiing. How have you enjoyed this weekend?
Yeah, it's been a great event. Just an honor to ski here. The conditions have been ideal, and we even have a little bit of sunshine. The weather's a little better than I remember the event a couple years ago, so that's nice. But more than anything, big thanks to everybody that was part of putting it together. Yeah, it's really been a great time coming here and skiing. Really high quality event, and I hope it continues. I'd like to come back and ski here again.
Good, well hopefully that's a commitment that we'll see you here next year then. Fantastic. In terms of the sites you skied at in the UK, across the world, how does Thorpe Lakes, how's the arena compare?
I mean, it's right up there with the very best. I mean, the water has been great. The driving, both drivers felt fantastic. Obviously, it's new boats. And yeah, I can't say that I've been somewhere that has, you know, a real edge. This is top quality, as good as it gets.
Corey, fantastic. Thanks very much for coming this weekend. Obviously, it's a long journey for you to make, so hopefully we'll see more of your fellow pros come over in future years for this competition.
Yeah, all I can say is get the event on the calendar, and I think you'll get commitment from a bunch of us, and I think we hope that commitment from the club here to go forward. I definitely would love to come back.
Fantastic. Great skiing, Corey. Thanks very much, and we hope to see you again next year.
Okay, out on the water was Freddy Winter just on his opening pass. No dramas at all for Freddy on that. He'll be followed shortly by Joel Poland of the UK. Another young up-and-coming athlete to keep your eye on. Joel is just about to get in the water.
Yeah, we just saw Fred go down there, made that pass look super easy. Now we're waiting for Joel. Two Brits. Here we go. Oh, look at Joel. He does a dock start. Straight off the dock. No DP. Typical Joel. He doesn't want to get wet. Okay, here we go. Here's the one-handed gate. This will be an easy pass for Joel. Just look for when he goes round buoy 6. We'll see if he does his trademark. No, he's taking this serious. He's got his tournament head on, so all good.
I think when there's money involved, you know, he probably owes Matt Reaney a whole load of money for all that training and accommodation that Matt puts up with him for. But Joel, you know, Joel's superb. He's out there. He's got a lovely tight line out of 1. No trouble at all for this young man on this start.
Yeah, I mean, he's just out there having fun, and that's the main thing. So, do we have a replay on that, Stu? Yeah, we're just looking at the replay. It's an awesome pass.
Okay, so sad to lose one of these skiers. It's just the way the seeding works out. You'll remember the seeding, who they compete against, is based on their scores, their best scores over the first 2 rounds they did earlier this weekend. And it's just the way it's worked out that we've got 2 of our prettiest skiers up against each other. Freddy Winter will be coming back now on the 12-meter line.
Okay, so here we go. Freddy Winter changed his gate from a one-handed gate to a two-handed gate. Seems to be working for him well. Yeah, backside's number 1. Makes you mad. Just makes these passes look so easy. Perfect. Nice pass.
Yeah, so I was talking to Freddy earlier. He's changed a lot in his skiing. I mean, he's obviously recovering from injury the last few years. He's now doing a two-handed gate, having changed from his one-handed gate. He's changed his ski provider. He's on the D3 out there. He's also changed his binding setup. He used to be double booted. He's now gone to a rear toe plate and some form of hybrid heel he's put on the back of that ski. But Freddy looking strong, back to full fitness and skiing very well on that 12-meter pass.
And Stuart, he's a consummate professional, so, you know, very cool and collected in the early stages of this head-to-head for Freddy Winter. And I doubt he'll be feeling any pressure just yet, even though he's up against such a competent young skier as Joe Poland, who will be next to tackle this 12-meter pass. So Joe coming into the course now. Crossing the wakes through the gates there and hooks up nicely out of one. He's early as you like into two. Very relaxed from Joel Poland, coming back to the UK after an incredibly successful World Championships, and easily through that 12-meter pass.
Yeah, Joel not looking quite as tidy as Freddy out there. I mean, he had a superb one ball. He's perfectly capable of getting down this pass, but I just wonder whether the pressure being up against his old buddy Freddy, world champion, is going to start getting to him as this line gets shorter. So we're just waiting for Freddy to come back into the course now. He's going to come back in on this 11.25 meter line. All these skiers are raving about the new Nautique. They've been very pleased with both these boats this weekend. They've performed impeccably.
And the sun coming out at Thorpe Lakes for Freddy Winter's 11-meter pass. With a good omen, it may just be the sun shining on the Brits, but Freddy Winter, 11 meters, nice and early across to two, backsides to early as you like, and Freddy Winter on a real display of dominance and a clear masterclass out there on the water today, Stuart.
Yeah, Freddy's not phased at all by this line length. He can do this in his sleep. Lovely tight line out of one. Beautifully round two ball, early for three. Keeps connected to that handle right out to the apex of the turn, giving the best possible leverage across the wakes. Easily down this pass. 6 boys, Freddy Winter from the UK, 11.25 meter line.
Okay, so we're waiting for Joel to come back down. You never know what he's going to be thinking down there. He's just chilled. He won't be feeling any pressure. He's just like nerves of steel. So here we go. Coming back in on the 11-meter line. One-handed gate. Just a nice smooth turn in for that gate. Oh, some angle there. Oh, little loose line. Come on, Joel. He's got it. Well done.
So Joel, another skier that knows this lake well. JB Ski in Chertsey, London, UK. JB, of course, standing for John Battleday, who is the head coach here. And John coached this young man from a young age. And he's a 3-event skier. We mustn't forget that. You know, he's up against Freddy, who's a specialist slalom skier. Joel is a trick champion, a jump champion, and also gets deep down slalom as well. So, you know, these skiers, they're going to start feeling it. They've got a few more rounds of this to do. The fitness of these athletes will start coming into play. They've skied a couple of times already over the weekend. Freddy's got into the 9.75 meter line, scoring 1.5 on the 9.75 meter line in his first round. And they're still going.
Okay, so Fred coming back on is 10-7. Pulling out for those gates. Here we go. Nice one ball there. Ooh, nice hard turn. It's a pass he's run many times, so I'm not sure it's too much of a drama. Over to 6 and out through those gates.
Yeah, fantastic there by Freddy. Little one.
Yeah, so Freddy making light work of this 9.75 meter pass. No, 10.75 meter pass. Tight line out of 1. Good control out of 2. Nice and wide on 4. And patient for 5, all the way back to 6. Nicely done. Freddy Winter from the UK. Okay, Joel's going to be sitting at the far end. He's going to be wondering whether he can get himself down this 10.75 meter pass. He will have to do that to have a chance to advance to the next round of this head-to-head.
So Joel Poland ready to come back in now. We know he's got this pass in him. He ran in the first round and scored 1 on the 10.25 meter line. Joel Poland now 10.75, attacking the gates. He's round 1, good hook up out of 1, and he was across the 2 pretty early, but pulling all the way to 3. Big hook up out of 3. He's going to get across to 4. Should be round 5, but just got pulled off the front of the ski there, and that's some heroic skiing there from Joel Poland. Some real fight shown by the young skier from Great Britain. Fantastic skiing for a confirmed 4.5 at 10.75. So Freddy will not be coming back.
We're just watching the replay of Joel getting out of shape. He had to throw himself round. He caught the boy, I think, slightly. His way back, got back into shape, and just blew the fin out round 5. Really good effort. Joel Poland from the UK. It's a very respectable score of 4.5 on the 10.7 line for Joel Poland from the UK. Sadly, not enough to move him forward to the next round. So we have Freddy Winter and Will Asher moving forward.
So that's Joel heading to the bank. Freddy won't need to come back as he's posted the score for rankings purposes that he wants to have a stab at 10.25. We'll soon find out. Was that? He's still in the water, isn't
So we only have 4 skiers now.
So Freddy Winter has decided to come back into the course. 10.25, Freddy Winter, in one of the final rounds for record at this weekend's ProAm. What's he got? Beautiful out of 2. Great skiing there by Freddy Winter. No pressure on him to run the pass, but he holds a massive 4, big 5, round 6, and he's out the exit gates, and Freddy Winter punches the air. That is fantastic skiing from Freddy Winter from Great Britain.
So everything I said earlier about the lead skier not needing to ski in that second round to save his strength, Freddy Winter did not need to run another pass, but he's opted to put on the show on his home site here at JB Ski in London, UK. He's gone back in on the 10.25 meter line and he's smashed it.
Freddy showing there what a true competitor he is. The pedigree of man such that he decided to go again at 10.25 to have a stab at that record rather than just conserving his energy for the next round of head-to-heads. But crowd, head down to this end of the bank if you can to get eyes on boy number 1 and boy number 2. Has Freddy Winter got a piece of 3 at 9.75 in him this weekend?
So the crowd here at London, UK on their feet, coming out to see Freddy Winter try another course record. 1.5. He's 1.5 boys he scored earlier on the 9.75 meter line. Here he comes. .75 meters short of reaching the turnbuoy.
So Freddy takes a load out of 1, gets deep out of 1, but fantastic skiing. Put your hands together for Freddy Winter, born and bred Thorpe Lakes. Fantastic skiing. 1 at 9.75. A brilliant score there for Freddy, and he will go into the next round of the head-to-head full of confidence that this competition is his for the taking, Stuart.
You can see in this slow-mo replay how far the skier has to stretch. Freddy was at full stretch there to get that ski back round. Just a little bit too much speed into 1. Wasn't able to get the ski back underneath him. But this is a record that is going to be going down soon.
So that was a great head-to-head round for Freddy Winter and Joel Poland. Joel unfortunately not making it through that 10.75 meter pass, scoring 4.5 at 10.75. A fantastic result nonetheless. And I've got Joel here with me now. Joel, fantastic skiing. You've had a great year so far. What was it like to be at your home site effectively skiing against Freddy, one of the best in the world at the moment, as you are now as well?
Yeah, well, Freddy's always kind of been an idol growing up. He's always been around, so skiing against him in a big tournament like this was pretty surreal, to be honest. And like, obviously the site is perfect today. The drivers are on point, so really good experience for me. I really enjoyed it.
Fantastic. Did you think going into that 10.75 pass that you had a little bit more to give?
Yeah, I kind of just choked a little bit as I came to 4 and just messed me up into 5. If I had run a few more, then I think I probably could have got around 4 a bit better.
Nonetheless, all very impressive. You've had a fantastic year. You were at the World Championships not too long ago, and as I understand it, you scored the second highest overall score that there's ever been in tournament water skiing. Just talk me through a little bit about your slalom from that weekend.
Yeah, so that weekend, well, I hadn't actually been slaloming that well beforehand. Just in the prelims, something clicked, and in the finals, I was convinced I had to get 10.2. So I just came into that 10 fully committed. I was not letting myself fall at any point, and it worked out in my favour. I was chuffed. Still am.
Yeah, probably hasn't quite rubbed off just yet. Anyway, Joel, fantastic skiing. Hopefully lots more to come from you in the future, and we'll no doubt see you back here for the next year's iteration of the Andy Mapple ProAM.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm definitely going to be coming back every year. Of course, it's home site. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. You've made this tournament way better. Thanks.
Cheers, Joel.
Okay, so we're just taking a short break here before moving into the next round. just to remind you, we have going through to the next round of this head-to-head, we have T-Gas up against Sasha. Then we've got, sadly, our two British guys. One of them's going to knock each other out. And we've got Will Asher up against Freddy. They're just taking a short break, then we'll be straight back with that. Okay, another reminder, this is broadcast live on www.worldwaterskiers.com. Log into that website, put in your profile, and get yourself on that website. We've already got 4 of you through for that. Thank you, Beverly. Thank you for the others that have logged on, created a profile. Andy Dyson, you want to give a wave up here to the camera? You're live on World Water Skiers. Katie Nutt, Ellie Nutt, Dave Nutt. You want to give a wave up to the camera? You're live on World Water Skiers. You can say hi to all your friends all over the world.
Yeah, hi guys. How's it all going? Hopefully we've got loads of people viewing this. It's going to be an exciting few rounds coming up, so tune in and watch these guys nail these passes.
I think you just got photobombed by our very own Charlie Emmett there. Have a word with Charlie, see what he's doing. And
Charlie,
Mr. Battleday just walking out of shot with a beer.
Not be shy as you. So, what do you think of this comp so far, mate?
Phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. The conditions have been perfect. Are you happy with your skiing?
Very consistent, actually. Very consistent.
Yeah, I mean, you've had a good season. You've been on tour with your mum, and your dad's been flying out to every comp to watch you. And I saw him earlier, and he looks tired. He needs a rest. So, is this your last comp for a while?
Yeah, and then 2 weeks of training, and then off to Ukraine for the under 21 Euros.
Oh yeah, that's not too far away. So I bet you're really looking forward to that one.
Yes, I am. I'm very excited.
So what's your goal for that comp, Charlie? I mean, you're well capable of being in that top 5 now, and is that where you want to be?
I just want to get a consistent score, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, if you ski like you normally do, consistent, first round's the important one, get into that final, and go from there.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, mate, good to see you. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Okay, this new Nautique is just doing its ghost pass, which is where it runs one pass up and down the lake at exactly the same speed, so that the next competitors or the first competitor can't claim an advantage due to water conditions. We'll be setting down that boat at the bottom end of the lake and picking up our first skier. I'm not sure yet if we've got T-Gas or Sasha, which one is going to be skiing first. Let's find out.
So the 2 semi-finals we have coming up, Thomas de Gasperi of Italy versus Sacha Deschamps of France. And then Will Asher will face Freddy Winter, both of Great Britain. All 3 skiers have made it into the 10.25 metre pass. Thomas, Sacha and Will all stopping around buoy 3. But Freddy Winter, to put on a show, to gain a bit of confidence, to go for the record, whatever his reasoning, achieved 1 at 9.75, a fantastic score to build on his 1.5 earlier in the weekend, showing great consistency there.
Okay, looks like our first skier up is Thomas de Gasperi, T-Gas out of Italy. He's coming in at 12 meters.
So T-Gas coming in at 12 meters now, compulsory 12-meter start for this round of the head-to-head. And still an easy pass for Thomas. Nice and early on what some pretty perfect conditions out there on the arena. 6 boys confirmed there for Thomas in his first pass, and Sasha will be up next.
Yeah, so T-Gas not had that long to rest. He's straight back on the water. These skis have got to go out on a line length shorter on this second round. And T-Gas is getting stuck in. No dramas at all for him on his opening pass of 12 meters.
Yeah, and this is where it perhaps becomes a little aerobically and physically taxing Stuart, where usually they'll have an amount of time between rounds. Skiers here jumping from the first to the second, and then the final round of the head-to-head if they make it through all the way to the finish. So the 2 skiers going head-to-head in the final will be pretty tired indeed. But now heading onto the course will be Sacha Descartes of France.
Okay, Sasha just approaching from the start jetty, 12-meter line for Sasha.
So Sasha into the course now, 12-meter line. Nice and early into 1. Early as you like, smooth out of 2. Dynamic skier on the water. He's round 5 and across to 6. No dramas there. And they'll both come back on the 11-meter line.
Yeah, so Sasha too, these skiers have not had long at all to rest. They've literally had just a few minutes and they're back into this again, and they're having to go out on a shorter line length. No dramas for Sasha, 12 meters, totally under control on this pass. But he's got a long way to go to knock T-Gas out. Remember, the second skier has to better the score of his opponent, the first skier, so whatever T-Gas posts, he has to better it to beat him. Equaling it is not enough.
Yeah, I mean, Stuart, what would you want to be in this position? Would you want to be first or would you want to be second?
I kind of like the idea of chasing, because I think I know I've got something to beat, but with these athletes, they're not going to mess up. I think you're best to take that that advantage of going first and leaving them one extra boy to try and beat.
Yeah, totally agree with that one. Okay, so here we go, coming back on the 11-meter pass. T-Gas with the one-handed gate. Very, very, very sharp edge change after the wash. Just chucks his ski out. Yeah, very sweet pass. Not a problem again.
Okay, we're just watching that in slow-mo. T-Gas safely down there. I'm not sure about that gate, you know. We're going to have to go back and check that out. He's still working down this pass on the replay. No dramas at all. But you know, he missed this gate earlier today.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's going to happen again, Stu. He's dialed in. He's gonna get these. So waiting for Sasha to come on up on the 11-meter line. So unfortunately we have a 0 gate for T-Gas on that pass. That's not good. He's really not going to be happy with that.
So yeah, great shame there for Thomas de Gasperi. Second time in a weekend he hasn't managed to get those gates.
Hey guys, it's not over yet. Sasha still has to get through these gates.
Coming in now, all he needs to do is get round 1, and that's Sasha through to the next round, the final of the head-to-head at the Andy Mapple ProAM, and looking strong through that 11-meter pass for Sasha. He may well elect to come back, but if not, we will be seeing Sasha in the final against either Will Asher or Freddy Winter, which is the semi-final we have up next.
Okay, Sasha advances to the next round, and we're only left with Will Asher and Freddy Winter. Okay, people, not to forget while we're waiting that Pete Davis, our good friend Pete Davis, is doing a charity swim, and he would like a shout out. He's swimming for the Motor Neurone Disease Association and also for British tournament water skiing. If you'd be willing and gracious enough to support Pete's swim, please log on to his website, or you can log on to justgiving.com, crowdfunding Peter Davis, the Bosphorus Swim, and make a contribution to a great cause. Remember also, we're going to be drawing the winners from the Friends of Tournament, the 200 fund, the Friends of Tournament, where those people who can buy a ticket for £300 for the year, which is less than £1 a day, that money gets used to fund our junior skiers on their travels around the world in pursuit of medals. A great cause, and 30% of that fund is given back in prize money, a bit like a lottery award where we pull prizes each month, and it's a good cause, so should definitely support that, the 200 fund. So if it's not enough to put Freddy Winter through his 10.25 meter pass for you less than just a few moments ago, he's going to have to come straight back on the water now, as he's opted to be the first skier in his pairing against Will Asher. First up on the water, Freddy Winter.
So Freddy looking to throw down the gauntlet, post a high score for Will to chase, and he will be buoyed by the fact that he's got the dominant scores of the weekend going into this semi-final. The only competitor to have run 10.25, 41 off. The only competitor to have got a piece of 2 at 9.75 in the first round. So that will be real confidence for Freddy as he takes to this first 12 meter pass, just to establish his rhythm, get back into things after a short time off the water. And Freddy making really easy work of that first 12 meter pass. Now, I've obviously got 2 British names competing in this semi-final. Stuart, who's your money on?
Hey, both these guys are deserving to be on this podium. They're both fighting for a chunk of this prize money. I really can't call it between the two of them. Freddie's amazing. He's having to go back out there and work again, having just got down that 10.25 meter line, and here he is, battling it out again, easily passing his opening pass, getting down that opening pass.
Okay, so Will just jumping into the water now, getting set for his first pass through. Again, coming in on the 12 meter line. Okay, boats approaching those green pre-gates, pulling out. Okay, nice and early. Looks nice and settled on this pass. Casting that ski out, round 5 and over to 6, no dramas at all.
Yeah, so no dramas there at all for Will. Safely through his gates. Nice position down this pass. I mean, both these skiers are used to the pressures. They've both been up there. They have both been, well, one is a current world champion, the other one is a former world champion. They can cope with these conditions and the pressures they're under, but they both want a bit of this prize money.
All just a mental game until these 2 competitors get down to 10.25. It's just holding their nerve, not making any mistakes, not slipping up, and just making sure they put themselves in the position where they have a chance at that prize money. And Fred will come back into the course now. 11 meter line. And Freddy Winter entering the course now. Hooks up tight round 1, nice and easy across to 2. Round 3, no drama so far for Freddy Winter. Good skiing at Thorpe Lakes today from all on show, and Freddy Winter easily through that 11 meter pass for Will Asher to follow.
Okay, Freddie again, dialed in, no dramas for him on this pass. He's on his home site. He's got a lot of memories of this site. He's keen to put on a show for us today. But no dramas on that 11.25.
So Fred on his last tournament had a bit of a fall and came down hard on his ski and had a massive lump come up on his arm, but still managed to finish the tournament. Yeah, crazy. Just one of them funny accidents, but lucky to not do any more damage. And spoke to him earlier and he said he's fighting fit and there's no problem, so that's all good. Okay, the line's being taken up on the Will Asher down the bottom end. Okay, boat's underway, here we go. So coming back on the 11-meter line for Will as well. Boat's just through those pre-gates, pulling out. Oh yeah, backside in number 1 again. Easy 2. He looks dialed in, he's focused. Another walk in the park. Perfect pass.
Yeah, another safe pass there for Will Asher. These boats are performing superbly well this weekend. We've got international drivers. We've got our very own Vince Turp at the helm of that boat that's pulling Will. And our Greek judge, Stavros, has come over to help out. Will making light work of 11.25 meters. Of course, the other boat, we've got Jeff Gilbert over from the US. Both boats performing superbly. They've spent a lot of time setting these boats up so there's no difference between the boats and how they ride.
So the 10.75 meter pass up next for both skiers. Both made light work of 10.75 in the previous round.
So yeah, all the drivers for this Andy Mapple Memorial Pro-Am are international drivers. We've had 4 drivers helping out this weekend.
And Freddy Winter now heading into the course, so eyes to the water. Freddy Winter, Great Britain. 10.75. And he's nicely out to 1. Across to 2, easy as you like. Freddy Winter early through this 10.75 meter pass. Great skiing there from Freddy. Little bit of a bobble out of 5, but no dramas in getting across to 6. And we'll see him come back at 10.2. Can Will make it to that pass as well, Dave?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he will. Just Fred's pass there looked comfortable. Considering, you know, he's just run a 10.2. I mean, his arms must be aching, but that pass was perfect, so no dramas.
Yeah, so Freddie looking strong out there. He's been training behind that boat from Steve Glanfield at OxfordOWSC.com. He's enjoying his time out there. He's well familiar with that boat and safely down that 10.75 meter pass.
Okay, so we're waiting for Will to come down. Conditions are still perfect. Just a light bit of breeze, just to take the tension, just to break the surface. Okay, the line's going tight. Here we go. Boat's coming down. Okay, we're entering those pre-gates, pulling out. Two-handed gate for Will. And we're underway. Dips that shoulder in. Backside's number 2. Yeah, this is looking... Yeah, another walk in the park. Excellent pass for Will.
both skiers looking exceptionally strong out there through 10.75. But who has got the medal at 10.2? Stuart, just for the replays.
So just watching Will on the replay, nice and smooth. He was a little bit ragged out of 2, but settled down. Clean round 3. Makes up a lot of ground on 4. And if it's possible, he's running this early. He's early for 6. Look at the space he creates round 6.
Both skiers making relatively light work of that pass. Stuart, 10.75 in the bag for them both. And Will yet to run at 10.25 this weekend, posting a high score so far of 3 at 10.25. So Freddie's got the confidence going into this that he has very recently skied beyond what is within Will's grasp at present moment, looking at current form. But it's all to play for. And Dave, we may well see a real showdown here with both lads getting deep into 10.25. But here we go now. Freddy Winter eyes the water once more. Can he run 10.25 for a third time this weekend? Freddy Winter dropping in through the gates. Nice out of 1. He's across to 2. He's looking strong. Little stall at 2, but he's across to 3. He's going to fight to get to 4. He's outside 4. And he's through the gate, still in control of the handle. So he should score 4 there. 4 at 10.25 for Freddy Winter. But he's been scored 3.5 for not having control of the slack line. He had the handle. He was through the gates, but the line was not tight. And so Freddy Winter scores there 3.5 at 10.25. Dave, what's Will got?
Yeah, well, it's definitely doable, but it is a tough score to beat. You know, he's got to get more than that. He can't equal it, so there's one way to find out. We need to get our eyes down to the bottom and have a look. So Will's on the back of the boat at the moment.
So just on that replay, guys, you have to watch this replay back at home. Freddy practically overtook the boat. So he's up alongside the judge, shaking hands with the judge there before deciding to back away. That's how much speed and slack line Freddy took round that 4-ball.
It's a shame because he had a great start on that.
Yeah, just remember, Will has to better that score. Matching it is not going to be enough.
Okay, here comes Will. 10.25. Where's this going to end up? Three, he's over to 4. Yes, and he's back. So, Will's next. Will's through to the final against Sasha. This is going to be interesting.
Just goes to show that it's all to play for out on the water, and you can't leave anything out there. Freddy, unfortunately, just being pipped to that final spot. Freddy just pipped to that final spot by Will. Great skiing from both athletes. Deep 10.25. Freddy with 3.5 and Will with 4. So Will did fantastically there to get that score.
So yeah, just watching the replay there, Will, he got a clean start out of 1. He knew what he had to do. He was sweet out of 2-ball and just paced himself to make sure he got that ski safely round 4 and S-turn to get back to bank that extra half ball above Freddy.
So I'm here with Freddy Winter, who skied absolutely fantastically this weekend, and an absolute pro competitor, consummate professional, and you skied fantastically in the first round, posted a massive score just coming off the water in that previous head-to-head. Freddy, I'm sure you're very disappointed not to have made the final, but fantastic skiing nonetheless.
Oh, what can I say? That sucks. Man, well, I mean, I ran 3.5 at 10.25 and didn't make the final, and then the guy before had to run 1 at 12, so, you know, water skiing's rough. Yeah, I ran 3.5 at 10.25, and it's a pretty good score, and then Will comes out and makes it look easy, so he's had me this week. He's beat me 3 out of 3 times I've skied against him in a head-to-head. This is the only time I've really put up a score that I thought might have beaten him. And, I mean, he's skiing unreal. He looks really good. I'm skiing well, but he's had the edge over me. So, God, it hurts.
Well, some real honesty there, Freddie. And I think from everyone here, you've had a fantastic weekend of skiing. Yes, very sad not to make the final, but 1.5 at 9.75 in that first round, a course record. You know, it's not, I don't think that's a score we've seen since Mapple hit the world record 3 times in a weekend back at Prince's years ago. So that is something really to be proud of.
Yeah, I don't care. That I really don't. I don't care at all about scores. It's about winning tournaments, and I've been putting up good scores the last few weeks and not winning tournaments. So, whatever. I mean, well, I'm not going to say that. Hang on. Yeah, scores don't matter. Winning tournaments do, and I've not won this one, and I'm very upset.
Yeah, and that's understandable. But you have skied fantastically. You've been a brilliant competitor, and everyone at JB Ski is very proud of you. Just in terms of this competition, in terms of remembering Andy Mapple, the consummate professional of our time, have you got any particular memories of Andy that you've taken forward into this weekend that you'd like to share with us?
I mean, not personal ones. A lot of people here would have seen when he ran 10.25 3 times at Prince's, which was incredible. But yeah, I mean, he was the guy that would go and win tournaments, and he was fantastic. He really was. So happy to have a tournament in his name. Happy to have a tournament here where I grew up skiing, and hopefully another one next year, John.
Yeah, with any luck, John Battle there will be right on top of organising next year's competition. But put your hands together. Freddy Winter, the consummate professional. Fantastic skiing this weekend, no matter what he says. And he'll be back next year. So, big scores this weekend. One final round. The final between Will Asher and Sasha Discart of France. 3.5 at 10.25, the winning score in that previous head-to-head. Sasha previously only scoring 3.
And don't
we'll
forget
see who has the edge going into this final head-to-head.
Don't forget, Will has not had as long as Sasha to recover. You know, these athletes, I know they're strong, they're fit, but it's going to be a tall ask for Will to come back out straight away and put on that same performance again. So we have 1 more minute of rest time for these athletes before they're back out on the water. We have a final between Sasha Dessen of France and our very own Will Asher of the United Kingdom. Will grew up and trains out at Hazelwood Ski World here in the UK, up in Lincolnshire, but spends most of his time now in the US.
So John Travers pointing out that Sasha, going in as the higher seed, will get to choose whether or not he skis first or what boat he takes. John, obviously didn't quite work out for you this weekend as you might have liked, but we're seeing some fantastic skiing nonetheless. What will they be going through down on the dock?
They both had to ski pretty well to get to where they are. You know, Sasha had a kind of lucky break with Thomas. At the end, Freddie went out there and did 3.5 at 10.2. That's a heck of a score for Will to come back and beat that. So these guys, this is going to be their first set today, so they're going to be. Sorry, guys. Yeah, they're going to be pretty tired, but they're going to start at 12, and you know the conditions couldn't be better here at Thorpe, and both the guys have felt both drivers out, so it's going to be interesting to see what they play out here.
In terms of scores, do you think we're going to see any of these boys take a slice out of 4, maybe 5 at 10.25? Do you think the pressure's going to spur them on, or do you think we've seen the limit of exploitation for the weekend in terms of scores?
Yeah, for sure. Sasha, I don't think, has missed 10.7 in the whole Europe tour. Willie's been on fire, winning a few events already, and I can see Will just ran 4 here pretty easy. Sasha's got 4 yesterday, round 1, so I think going deep down 10.2 is possible here for sure.
Well, fingers crossed we see some more big scores. John, thanks for speaking to us. And now going into that final, we've only got a few minutes left to wait before we see Sasha Discard and Will Asher take to the water for the final of the Andy Mapple Memorial Tournament, the Pro-Am here at Thorpe Lakes 2019.
Yes, that Nautique is just doing a ghost pass where they are going to run the boat up the lake at tournament speed and bring it back so that the conditions are the same for both athletes. I'm not clear yet, we haven't heard in the tower whether Sasha or Will be skiing first.
Okay, so the boat's just making its pass through, just to make it fair for both skiers. These ski Nautiques are looking fantastic. We'd like to say thank you to Nautique for supplying some boats and to Radar for supplying the lines.
Oh, there you go,
So
people. That's some
Sasha's
interesting
going to
news.
be going first.
So Will chose to go second. That's unusual. He made the choice to ski second. He could have chosen to go first, but he's made the choice to see the score he's got to beat. So Sasha will be the first off the dock. Sasha Desson of France will ski first. So if these two skiers tie with the same score, there will be a runoff.
So Sasha had the pick on the driver first, so that released it for Will to actually pick to go second. So and in the final, if they equal scores, it will be a runoff again. So the second skier doesn't have to beat the first skier; they can equal, and then it will be a runoff.
Yeah, Dave, and that runoff, importantly, they're going to have to go back in. If they do tie on this final pass, if they're tied score, they're going to have to go back in on the last uncompleted pass, which could be as short as 10.2. We don't know.
Okay, so we have Sasha on the water.
This is 12 meters.
Yeah, they're going on 12, making that look nice and easy.
So Sasha, ever the professional, nicely out of one ball. He's had a longer time to rest than Will, you know. It's going to be interesting to see how this pans out. Nicely round 3 ball. And safely across to 5. No dramas there at all on the replay here for Sasha Desson of France.
Okay, so we're just waiting for that second boat to come down with a Will Asher on the back of it. Just a slight wind, but nothing too bad. These skiers are going to be seriously tired at the end of the day. I mean, they do some skiing. How they get through this amount of skiing in one day and the level of the skiing is unreal. Okay, so the boat's on its way. Coming up to the green, boys. Will pulls out. Nice and early for one. Backside's two. Doesn't look like a skier that's been skiing all weekend. Looks fresh as a daisy.
Yeah, so Will Asher showing no signs of fatigue, having just got himself down, the four boys on the 10.25 on that earlier runoff against Freddy Winter. Will, no trouble at all there. Nice tight line out of one. And easily down this pass. Will Asher, of course, trained Hazelwood Ski World in Lincolnshire. Now lives in Claremont, Florida, and spends a lot of his time on the R&D of that ski that he's riding, which is the HO Syndicate. You see a few skiers out this weekend on that ski. That was our own Robert Hazelwood, and also JT was riding that ski.
So this, Stuart, is where it gets really interesting. Only a couple more passes before we'll be back at 10.25. And in this, the final, if both skiers hit, say, 3 at 10.25, rather than the skier second taking the title, it will go straight to a runoff and back to 10.75 to almost start again in that runoff. But coming back another pass further, we're at 11 meters at the moment with Sacha Descamps entering the course. And he's looking pretty strong out there. Sacha consistent throughout the weekend, not looking like he's getting overly deep or overly committed at any point, just doing what he needs to do, looking smooth, looking strong. And where Will's had an occasional bobble here and there, Sacha has been pretty consistent throughout the weekend.
Yeah, Sacha getting a nice clean one ball here on the replay. Nice line control, bit of a stretch for two. Gets back into a strong position. We said earlier, he compresses more than many of the other skiers on the circuit here. Turns that ski, compresses his knees and lets the boat take the strain. But Sacha nicely down that 11.25 meter pass. Okay, Will has barely got his breath back, but he's going to have to muster up all the strength.
Right, eyes to the water now. Will Asher, 11 meters. Strong start to the course. Hooks up nice out of one and easy and early as you like at two. He's out of three strong and across to four. Strong skiing there from Will Asher. Making it through 11 meters without any dramas.
Yeah, superb skiing from Will. It just makes me wonder whether he opted to ski second so he had that extra 30-second rest time on his competitor, or whether he's just playing the tactics to see what score he's got to beat. But he is safely down that 11.25 meter pass.
Yeah, I think in this scenario, I think I would want to go second. Like, you know you can equal it and have a runoff. You don't have to beat it, so you know what you're going for. So you can, like, turn the buoy, get back to the wash, and know you've got it in the bag. So probably a smart move. Probably one I'd go for.
Okay,
So the
Sasha.
rope's gone tight. Here comes Sasha on 10.75. Okay, here we go. Hard gate. He's working at this one. Yeah, very nice. Very strong.
Okay, so Sasha's laid the gauntlet down. He's nicely round that 10.75 pass. He's clearly having to work harder, but he's had more rest time than our Will. Will's now got to muster up the strength to run yet another pass on that 10.75 to catch him. But as we said earlier, Will had the choice. He could have skied first or he could have chosen the boat, and he opted to ski second.
Yeah, we probably take it for granted that we expect them to get into 10.25, and that's where the fun will really start. But at any point it can go wrong for someone out there, so get behind Will now as he looks to make it through this 10.75 metre pass. Keep him in this final. And facing down each end of the lake at each other. The showdown for the title this year. Will Asher, Great Britain, pulling out of the water and onto the course now. The course of the arena, the course of so many great titles here before. Will Asher setting up for his gate at 10.75. Little bit narrower into one and a little bit of a bobble, and he's taken a big chunk out of two, but he's across to three and he's going to get round four. Round four is across to five. Will Asher, round five, across to six. Strong skiing there from the Brit on the water. Will Asher setting us up for both skiers. Cutting down to the 10.25 metre line in this head-to-head final.
Just watching in the tower the replay, that was almost a mirror copy of what he did on his 10.75 against Freddy earlier. It almost blew that ski out round one, calmed down halfway down the pass, and ended up finishing that pass early for six ball. This is now where it all gets interesting. Both of these skiers capable of getting deep down this 10.25 line. Will strategically choosing to ski second, so he knows what he's got to beat, but he will have to beat it. He can't just match it.
Yeah, this is getting tense. You know, it's so short. These guys have got to be getting tired by now. Like, the amount of skiing they've been doing this weekend. Yeah, it's phenomenal. Right, here we go. The rope's going tight. Sasha's getting ready. Coming back on that 10.25 line. Right, the boat's on the move. Here we go. Boat's up to approaching those green gates. Just pulled out. Oh, no, I don't think he got round three. Just got pulled up. Didn't have any line, got pulled up, and then couldn't make it to that three ball.
Yeah, so we're just watching the replay here in the tower. Sasha 10-2-5 takes a big chunk, breaks a little bit at the waist on his one ball. Big stretch for two, lot of slack line there. I don't think he was around the three ball. Going to wait for that final decision.
I think that's...
Yeah, that score of 2 for Sasha Desson.
Yeah.
That means that our very own Will is going to have to get his ski around the outside of that three ball.
I was going to say, we could have probably said with relative certainty it was 2 for Sasha there, but that now confirmed by the judges, and Will Asher will be sat at the far end, knowing that he's got to get a piece of 3 in order to take the title. Can he get around 2 across the 3 and his ski outside the buoy line of 3 to score more than, well, 2 1/4 or more than 2 1/4 at 10-2-5 to take the title? Will Asher on the course now, 10.25 meters of rope, 41 feet off. Has he got the goods to take the title this year? Will Asher through the gates now. He's across to 1. He's got round 1. He's taken a bit of slack, but he's round 2. Is he going to get across to 3? No. And that's
ladies and gentlemen, we have a runoff.
2 for Will there. So both skiers 2 at 10-2-5, and there will be a runoff. So both skiers will proceed back down to the other end of the lake now. Put the rope back to 10-7-5, and it will be a runoff at 10-7-5 to see if both skiers have got the mettle to run those passes again. Stu.
So Will kicking himself on the replay here. He got a little bit too much slack out of one ball, had to work hard to get over to 2, and he just not enough to get himself over to 3 ball. So we are just checking. My understanding is these skiers are going to go back to the start of that pass, and they're going to have to run that again in a runoff, but we're just going to confirm that. So both those skiers will be appreciating a little respite at that end of the lake, while Gavin Kelly, we can see there on the start dock, is advising them of how they've got to proceed from here.
My understanding, Stu, was that they'd go back and have to ski 10-7-5 again, but I might be wrong, so we'll wait to hear from Gavin about what's happening.
Hey, how about Will and Sasha? They could just decide to call it evens and split the pro money themselves.
So Sasha going first, but it will be confirmed by Gavin on the 10-2-5 line. Both skiers on the previous uncompleted pass. Sasha to ski first, and it will once again be who can get the biggest slice of the 10-2-5 pie out of these two competitors. So both skiers should be proceeding up to the far end of the lake for the showdown, unless they, between the skiers, decide otherwise.
So this boat we're looking at on screen is the new Ski Nautique boat on loan from Oxford Wakeboard and Ski Club for this competition. It's performed impeccably over the last 3 days, and we're very appreciative to have it. Okay, so that first boat has just made a ghost pass. They will be starting from the jetty end of the lake, and Sasha will be going out on the course first on 10.25 meters. So these two new Nautique boats are identically set up this weekend. I think Sasha has got the JB Ski Nautique, which is driven by Vince Turp out of Gosfield, and with his crew from Greece there, of Stavros. So we can see on the replay almost identical problems those skiers are having in terms of controlling their speed and line. Both of them finishing around that 2 ball with too much slack to get the ski going out and protecting direction out to 3 ball. But they're going to have to do it all over again right now for us.
Will always taking quite a lot out of that. End of the course as he comes round 1. Always dropping that shoulder a little bit, so you might look at it and think he's in trouble, but actually, if we've seen anything this week, that's a consistent part of Will's skiing. So first skier looking to very shortly, and we will usher back on course at 10.25. Down the gauntlet for Will to follow. Eyes to the warden, Sasha Descartes taking to the course. Sasha of France for the last time this 10.5. So Sasha's round 2, takes a bit of a hit out 2, and he doesn't get outside 3, so that's the same score again, 2 at 10.25 for Sasha Descartes of France. To follow, and he'll now be looking again to get a piece of 3 to take the title.
No, that was a superb effort from Sasha, so close to getting his ski outside of the 3 ball, but not quite there. We could be here all night, ladies and gentlemen, with these two skiers battling out to get more than 2 buoys on this 10.25 meter line. Okay, Will just getting into the lake now. He knows he needs a piece of 3 ball. He doesn't need a ski away from 3. He's just got to get his ski outside of that 3 ball to beat Sasha's score.
So Will Asher, Britain's lone remaining representative in this, pulls out, sets up wide for his gates. Needs a piece of 3. What's he got? He's round 1, and that's all she wrote for Will Asher. Falling round 1 there. Not able to get across to 2, and Sasha down at the far end of the lake is celebrating for taking the win in the Anti-Mapple Pro-Am 2019. That's Sasha Descartes of France taking the title with a score in the head-to-head of 2 at 10.25. Fantastic skiing from all throughout the weekend. Stay tuned for the medal ceremony. And Sasha Descartes of France coming back down the lake now. Give him a round of applause. Fantastic skiing by the Frenchman this weekend. Very consistent, very dynamic. Sasha Descartes, the Anti-Mapple Pro-Am 2019 champion. And stay tuned, we'll be having a word with him in a moment's time. Sasha, fantastic skiing. A quick word, if you can. What was it like out there? Obviously, you've done a lot to get to the final. First of all, congratulations on going into the head-to-head second. How did you feel?
I feel so good. I skied my best. I didn't think it would be enough, and you know, in the end I win, so I'm so happy.
Pretty consistent skiing throughout the weekend. You got 4 at 10.25 in that first round to set you up really well for the head-to-head there, and then into 10.25 pretty consistently. Do you think you had more in the tank at the end, or was that pretty much where you wanted to be for the weekend?
I'm dead right now. I couldn't ski more than this, and starting at 10.2 it's not easy. Yeah, as I say, I did my best. I cannot do more than this.
What were your thoughts when you got round 2 and just didn't make an outside 3 on that first pass, and then you knew that Will was going to go next, and you didn't know what he'd scored just yet?
But for me, it was done. I was sure he will run 3. So it was a surprise, but you know, that's the rule of a tournament. You never know until the end. So yeah, I was lucky on this one.
And then subsequently you came back, you went back into that 10.25 pass without any warm-up. What was that like?
Short. It was really short. That's the first time I do that, starting at 10.2, and yeah, it's not easy.
Well, fantastic skiing, Sasha. With any luck, we'll have you back. But congratulations on the title. The Anti-Mapple Pro-Am 2019 champion, Sasha Descartes of France.
Thanks, everybody.
We've got Mark Beard. Is Mark Beard in the house? He's jetty marshalling, okay.
cakes that are there. Oh, no, not me.
What did you say? Don't run off. You promised me a cake. What have you done? There's cakes. Where do I go to get a cake? Right here. So there are cakes here on this under the Nautique banner. Make your way over. Are they free? Really? I'll be there. Free cake for everybody.
Free cake, everybody.
Mark Beard, we're looking for you. So we're going to do the draw for the 200 club once we get hold of Mark Beard. Just to remind you, there are still some spaces on the Friends of Tournament 200 club. It's appropriately called the 200 club because there are 200 members. Those that are willing and able to contribute £300 can get their name on this list of the 200 members club. The money goes to a superb cause. It helps us fund our young athletes around the world that are competing for Team GB. You may know we lost our sponsorship money from Sport England under recent cuts, and now our athletes need all the help they can get. If you'd like to put your hand in your pocket and make a contribution to the 200 club, Mark Beard will be delighted to help you fill out a form. And the good bit is you get a chance to win some money. 33%, I think it is, of the fund goes into prize money and gets ploughed back in. But we still have some spaces on that 200 club. Mark Beard. Come and have a chat, Mark.
I like it when you do the talking, and I'll answer the question.
So I'm with Mark Beard.
We need somebody stood by the number board.
Right. Mark, you have been instrumental in helping set up this 200 club. Give us a reminder of what it's about. How did it come to being? Why are we doing it?
Well, we had good notice that Sport England would be reducing funding, and we could see that 2 years hence that it would disappear, and we needed to do something. We had a lot of debate about what we should do, how we could do it, and really the thing that it all boiled down to was money. How were we going to put some money on a regular basis without begging or borrowing or just asking for individual sponsorships? How would we build an income stream that could help support our teams? And that was our priority. Half of the money that we raise supports our teams with their travel grants to each of the age groups except for over 35s.
Because they've got proper jobs, they can afford it, right? Quite rightly.
Well, we hope that the over 35s are mainly the ones who'll chip into the pot rather than take out of it. So the other half of the money we aim to use to develop tournament water skiing, and what it's intended to be as broad as that. Whatever we need to do to get people to choose to trick, jump, slalom, rather than other choices that they might make, and that's really what we're aiming to do.
Okay, so the 200 club comes around by the fact we're looking for 200 members. How many do we have now currently?
We're looking for 200 numbers, to sell 200 numbers. The draw today is June's draw that we're going to do, and there's 123 people in June's draw. Since the end of June, we've actually got commitment or promise for, I think, 7 more balls. So we'll be up to 130 by the time we do July's draw.
That's fantastic. And what sort of prizes can we expect in this June draw?
Those numbers translate to us generating, at the moment, with 125 numbers, we generate roughly £2,000 a month for the good cause. That's after paying out the prize money. The prize money for June draw, first prize is just over £450. Second prize, I think, is about £250. Third prize, £150, something like that. We pay 15% of the monthly turnover out in prize money, and the rest goes to our fund.
That's a fantastic cause there. So we've still got some spaces to become a member of the 200 club. You get a chance to win some prize money, and in the process you are supporting a fantastic cause, helping our youngsters to travel around the world and compete. Harrison Crossland, you're a youngster. Do you know anything about this?
Yes.
Have you competed anywhere internationally?
I've competed in Florida.
In Florida. How did you get out there?
Very good.
Okay, well hopefully this fund helped athletes like you get out and compete. What are the achievements you've done in the last few years?
I got PB of 14 yesterday. I've got 5 under 10 slalom records.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. This money is going directly to helping our young athletes. They wouldn't be able to make these achievements. They wouldn't be able to bring home the gold from the recent Under-21 Worlds in Canada without your financial support and contribution. So who are we going to go ask? Who can we get to pull out these balls for us for the win?
When we first had the idea of a 200 club and to start raising these funds, I floated it past a number of people. George Hazelwood and I chatted about it. There were a number of other people, and of course opinions on how much a month it should be and how much we should pay out and whether it was worth doing if we didn't raise a lot of money. We had to pitch it at the right level. And one of the people that I chatted to and was probably the most encouraging to go ahead and do something like this was my good friend Andy Mapple. He was very positive. He was telling me that he would take the first number. Anything that I needed to do, he would put his name behind it to do it. So today I'd like to ask his dad Roy to come and draw the June balls and help us do the draw.
Fantastic. Roy Mapple, would you like to step forward? Thank you, sir. We know this is an emotional time. Andy's looking down on us today, and thoughts are with us. Let's see what we can draw.
We need somebody to stand by the board of shame over there and tell us the number. Gavin. So we'll shout the number out, Gavin, and you tell us whose ball it is.
Which prize is this for? This is first prize. Okay, for first prize, the number is
64.
Who is lucky 64, Gavin? Not Rob Poland. Rob Poland, I can't believe it. Okay, well, Rob, this is probably an appropriate time to remind you that there are some very wealthy benefactors for this sport, and many of them choose to put their prize money back in and buy some more balls. You could think about that, Rob.
38.
Who is lucky number 38 for second prize? Simon Poole.
Well done, Simon. Simon won't mind me saying that he has 3 numbers in the draw. Number 17.
Who is 17? Patrick FB, Foley Brookley. Fantastic. Thank you, Roy.
Thanks, guys. Thank you to all 123 contributors. It's making a massive difference. Our under-21 team, who are our first British gold medal winning team at world level, and well done to them, yeah. We'll get £600 each from our fund. The others travelling to other European events will pick up 400 towards their travel arrangements. So it really is making a difference. The hard sell bit is it's 83 pence a day, or £25 a month, or £300 a year to take a number to help us keep making a difference. Please see Gavin or myself, or pick it up online and sign up to join the cause. Thank you.
Mark Beard, ladies and gentlemen. Well done, Mark. Fantastic work. Right, senior judge, Gavin Kelly. We've had a lot of judges today. We don't see them all. We see a little bit of you, and we see obviously our drivers and our assistants. But having spent a bit of time myself in the tower, can you just remind us who's given up their time to help us this weekend?
Surely. An event like this doesn't happen without a group of very dedicated officials who give up all their time and work long hours to deliver the best kind of environment we can for the skiers. And I think you'll agree that this weekend has gone almost perfectly from a chief judge's point of view, at least. And so I'd like to give all of them a great big thanks. And I'd just like to name them so that you can give them your own acknowledgement. So, our homologator was Robin Nichols. Not quite sure where Robin is. He was left at the start jetty collecting stuff shortly ago. And our technical officer was Richard Matos, who managed to keep all the tech kit working pretty well throughout the weekend. And our scorer, who I have to say deserves a medal for the effort she put in yesterday and today and Friday, is Kathryn Wharton. And Kathryn was assisted by, oh, my memory's going. No, not by Sancha. Sancha was judging all over the place, but who's Rob's girlfriend? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Georgia Fern. My brain is beginning to seize up. Georgia Fern, who assisted Kathryn, and she's going to be a great scorer in the future, but also Jill Heath, who performed two roles, one as assistant scorer and also judging for us at the weekend. And the other judges were Rob Hazelwood, Stavros, and I struggle to pronounce his other name, Sarkinridis. He'll tell me off if I got that wrong. I'm not sure whether that was a telling off Stavros or not. David Stevenson, Stuart Hills, Sancha Outram, John Batterley even had a small stint, a very small stint, and Richard Matos, and Beverly Stevenson, and Eleanor Benjamin also helped out. And as I said, Jill Heath did a bit of judging and a lot of judging and a bit of scoring as well. And then we had our drivers, who really have put in a huge effort over the 3 days. So the drivers were the homegrown ones, Mark Burridge and Tony Size. And the drivers for the pros, one of them is also homegrown, Vince Turp, and the other one was a visiting driver from America, Jeff Gilbert, who is new to us, and we've enjoyed having you here, Jeff, wherever you are. I hope I've not forgotten anybody, but if I have, then I apologise, and thank you also for all the helpers, the jetty marshals, of course, who came in various guises over the 3 days, and they did a superb job as well for us. So thank you all.
What's next, Gavin? I don't know. Right, I'm going to announce the winners. Jody Fisher, he's not a winner. Jody Fisher, can we get you down? Do you want to add to our prize kitty down here? Oh, he's gone. Oh, he had to catch a flight. Did he leave us some prizes? Ah, look, you see how high you were hoping you were going to get away with that. Right, who are we going to announce? Okay. Yeah. So we're going to do the top 3 team amateur teams. In reverse order, third place, Team JB. Very fitting. We got any members from Team JB? And who's their pro? Should come up as well. That's Freddy. Is Freddy still in the house? Are there any more of you? Should be 4. Where's your pro? Okay, so in third place, put your hands together for Team JB. Oh, and Sam. What did you have, a little lie down? Well done, Sam. Okay, in second place we have Class on Glass. Anyone from Class on Glass? Well done, Team Class on Glass. And I'm probably not mistaken, but leading from the start and leading still at the end is Team PWTC. Step up, PWTC. So, a few more members from PWTC. What does PWTC stand for? What does it stand for?
Performance Water Ski Training Centre.
There you go. Okay. There's more. Oh, and they get to look after the Andy Mapple Memorial Trophy. You can look after that for 1 year. We'd like it back next year. Yeah, don't drop it. This is your class of 2019, ladies and gentlemen. The Andy Mapple Memorial Pro-Am at JB Ski.
Before we announce the pro prizes, first of all, I'd just like to thank a few people. I'd like to thank Nautique Boats, Midland Nautique, and Stevie G for the loan of his sparkly boat for the weekend. Thanks, Stevie. Where are you? Also, I'd like to thank Wardell Fletcher, Radar for supplying us with the lines, the War Group for the t-shirts, and World Water Skiers webcast, the excellent webcast that went out today. Plus, first among websites to the website, obviously, and all the entries. There's too many helpers and volunteers to help. So I'd just like to thank Gavin. A big round of applause for Gavin and all his judges. I also want to thank the drivers, the Jedi marshals, the commentators, all the helpers, you know who you are, the skiers. I think we saw some great skiing, some great attitude over this weekend, and all the spectators who sort of encouraged everyone and made the banks look good and everything. So thank you, guys. Over to Stuart.
Okay, I think we're straight into the Pros Awards. In reverse order, is Joel Poland around? Are you only going to announce the top 3? Okay. The top 3. Freddy Winter. Where's Freddy? Freddy, get up on that podium. In second place, Will Asher. Well done, Will. Good to have 2 of our guys occupying this podium. But justifiably battle it out to the end. Sacha Dusson, would you like to come and take your place on the podium? Well done, Sacha. Good skiing. Okay, guys, if you want to get your photo opportunities, your autographs, fantastic skiing from these elite athletes at the 2019 Pro-Am. Thank you for coming out, putting a show on for us, skiing so well. Freddie in particular for putting down that 1.5 at 9.75. but I can't take anything away from all of the pros we've got here today. Thank you. I think that concludes the end of this 2019 Andy Mapple Memorial Pro-Am. JB has a habit of running away when we need him. Where's Mr. Battleday? Mr. Battleday, sir, can we have you back? John, I know you're a modest chap, but we need to just say a little bit something about you. You put on these events, you give up your time. You've been up on that podium a few times in your career. We'd just like to say a huge thank you for everything you do. Has it been a good crew, good event for you?
Well, it's been a fantastic event, I think, but you know, I actually do very little organising. We've got the judges, we've got the helpers. They all know who they are, and I think they do most of it, and I just follow along and do what they tell me.
Are you going to let the pros down from their podiums now?
Yeah, guys, come on down.
They quite like it. I think they're quite happy up there, right? One more time, round of applause for our pros and for John Battleday for hosting such a fantastic event. And thank you all for coming out and showing your love for the sport. Well done.